Welcome to the Sheepless Life podcast. We are your hosts, Ivonne Delaflor
and Séverine Naessens, and we are the founders of the Sheepless Life Academy. Join us at sheeplesslife.com for a free and exclusive masterclass on sheepless living.
We created this podcast for women like you, who are ready and eager to live and lead without the herd mentality.
Women who are ready to be, not who your parents told you to be.
Not who the system expects you to be.
Not who the media wants you to be.
But who you can truly become.
So relax, step out of the herd for a moment,
grab something to sip on, and have a pencil at hand just in case you feel the urge to take some notes.
Let's get the show on the road. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is you're tuning into this podcast number 40 of the Sheepless Life Academy. And today, from extreme climate conditions in snowy Las Vegas, we have the amazing Ivonne Delaflor with her son. Your son's making a snowman in the car?
In the car,
That's
yes.
So cool. I wish I was there with you, but I'm here in Cancun and all wet. It's been raining for over 24 hours, so something's happening with the climate. Maybe.
Yes. The climate is a reflection also of the human emotions and all of that, but that will be another podcast. We'll talk about climate change, and we'll start talking about future topics about space, climate change, the climates of love, the climates of mastery, and all of that. But yes, very quickly, literally, I just came down from the mountains from a snowstorm. Literally an unexpected snowstorm. It was so cool. I opened my door and I felt like the door was going to be ripped off. So I locked the door. My son came out of the car, grabbed some snow, brought the snow in. Literally, he's literally doing a mini snowman in the car. So hi, everybody.
Yeah, well, I'm happy you're safe. That's the first.
This is so awesome. Yes. So why don't we talk about the topic of the day?
Yeah, the topic for today, the topic we've chosen is about pregnancy and the myths on pregnancy. We're both moms, so we have been through pregnancy, but also for those of you who haven't not been through pregnancy, I think this may be a fun and interesting topic because this is not just about pregnancy itself, it's about anything that should be that will be birthed. We'll also talk a little bit about transcendental rebirthing, as it is a topic very near to us and very related to pregnancy in all of its facets. But first and foremost, I wanted to share with all of you, and I want to ask you as well, Ivonne, what is the craziest myth that you dealt with while pregnant?
Well, I've always been pretty sheepless in my life, to be honest. And more than myths, I made my own decisions, and the myths were from others.
Yes.
Like I made a decision with my first child, my daughter, to have a birth where I went through a lot of silence. I didn't want for the first week anyone visiting me or my child. Do you understand that for a culture of Mexico, imagine letting the family know, hey guys, for the first week, I'm going to have a child and I don't want to see anyone. I want to commune with my daughter. I don't want any words, anything. I know it's exciting. I know everybody picks the baby, touch the baby, the belly of the baby, change the diaper of the baby. I wanted to be in silence, deep presence, meditation with my child, and also go through the little bit of integration process that I don't ever think that mothers go through integration process of motherhood. I think you are always integrating just the fact that you're a mother. But that was the strongest because the reactivity of the family system, when they were told after 2 weeks, everybody can come. The myth that you have to be immediately in the presence of a child when it's born, that's the one that one's for me. I really did not have to battle like put a ribbon on the foot of the baby or put like just a hat in reverse or if you rub your feet 3 times then you will have milk. No, I actually was very practical. I breastfed. I accomplished all of the goals that I envisioned on my pregnancy, but that was the strongest, because the reaction of the family system was like, we will disinherit you. I didn't even know I was part of an inheritance, or we will never see you again. It was such a strong reaction, and that had nothing to do with me, the child. And that's exactly why I wanted to be in silence, in presence with my former husband, then with my baby, and just with peace in that. So, how about you, Seven?
Oh well, during pregnancy, obviously, I was here in Mexico, and one of the things that, as you just stated, in Mexico specifically here, I don't know about the States, but in Europe, there's less myth around pregnancy. People are more practical and more educated, I think, specifically on pregnancy. And here, I went through a whole bunch of books, and I took Lama's class, and I went to what's it called, a psychoprophylactic course on pregnancy
Yeah,
and
yeah.
childbirth. So I went through the whole process to educate myself on childbirth and on my pregnancy as such. So I really enjoyed it. But I did hear a lot of myths. One of the specific ones was that you can't have sex because it will hurt the baby. Because you'll be poking your baby's eye, no? So that was one of the things that I struggled with, dismythifying it. And then once you get close to childbirth, all of a sudden you should have sex to get your labor started. So those are little myths that pregnant women do struggle with. The other one is that you
Right.
can't have any coffee. And I'm a big fan of coffee, and
Oh.
I did not drink coffee for about 8 months. And the first thing I asked for once I had my child was born, was, okay, now go get me a coffee. So it was the
Oh,
one that I actually did abide by that one, and afterwards I did find out it wasn't that much of trouble. I was able, and I was allowed to. You are allowed to drink coffee while pregnant. Just keep it in small dosages so that you don't get all hyper, but in such it won't hurt your child. Another myth that I heard a lot, especially here, is that the moon will have an effect on when your baby is born. There's a myth that goes around that when there's a full moon, you're more prone to go into labor and have a baby.
oh
So
my
that is
gosh.
also something
You
that has
know,
not been scientifically proven. It has actually been scientifically proven it's not true. So things like that go around, and there's a lot of belief systems that we have in our family, that we have in our society, that that can have an effect on your pregnancy while you're actually pregnant, because everybody has an opinion. And people, the old wives' tales, the older ladies, the more experienced women, those who have had children, they will come up with certain myths about the size of your belly will show whether it's a boy or a girl. Everybody has an opinion about that. You can't step over any rope or electrical cords while you're pregnant, because that will cause the umbilical cord to wrap around your baby's neck. Stuff like
oh
that.
my gosh.
Yes, I know.
I'm so oh, I'm so glad I didn't hear any of that, because one thing I did notice when I was pregnant, and every time I was pregnant, it was that the mother is so much more open and susceptible to beliefs. You are such as the sponge doesn't begin in the child, the sponge is the mother too. And so even though you're a strong-minded person and you have this protective instinct to protect your child, like all of these opinions, I really do not know why when someone sees someone pregnant, they feel entitled, or they feel that they have the right to give all their opinions and advice unsolicited. I had to do
Yes.
a Facebook post. I remember everybody will see me with my belly in each
Mm-hmm.
of my pregnancies, and they thought that they had the right to rub it. I made a public announcement, a
I hated
public
that.
yeah, that's a myth that I'll rob it and it will bring me luck. Get your own luck. I don't believe in luck. Go do your work. That will be your luck. And so I did actually a post on Facebook. This is for my third child, that I said, unless the belly pregnant is on your body, you have no permission to touch my belly whenever you see me. You don't know me. You don't. This is not your body. You're not carrying my child. So I love you. If you choose to take this personal, and I gave them the link of the work of Byron Katie, thework.com. And if you choose to take this personal, I understand. It's not my intention to hurt your feelings, but neither for anyone. Lover, my beloved, anyone that I know, don't know, friends from years or just met, to rub my belly. I am not that person to be, uh, you know, to be offering the myth of luck, and I don't believe in luck. So just go do the work. So, oh my God.
That was
Yeah,
a great and powerful post. I remember
yeah.
walking through the supermarket and a complete stranger coming up to me wanting to touch my belly.
Oh,
I almost ripped her hand off though. I
oh my goodness. Okay, and yes. So, yeah, you don't want to mess with pregnant women. So, next topic.
well, that was a couple of myths, and I would like, before we go on to the next topic, I'd like to invite you, Bill, for those who are listening to us, to share with us what are the myths that you heard during pregnancy, or you know about pregnancy, stuff that you want to demystify. I'd love to hear them, because I think it's really interesting to see the belief systems that we have installed. And during pregnancy, they kind of they get potentialized, and they become a lot stronger. So please do share with us what the myths are that you've heard or you know about pregnancy. And the next thing that we wanted to talk about is, even though we are all born, and during the pregnancy, obviously, there's a lot of information that comes to the baby, a lot of emotions that come through the mother and are installed into the baby, a lot of ancestral information that comes through the womb with the baby. And
Yes.
through transcendental rebirthing, there is a huge and an amazing opportunity to work with that information and clear things up. And I'd love for you, Ivonne, to explain a little bit further how we can be rebirthed, and even especially for people who've had a strong womb experience, for people who have had a negative experience during pregnancy, during their mom's pregnancy or their own pregnancy.
Right.
What can transcendental rebirthing do for people like that?
Well, one thing to understand is that pregnancy is happening consistently in our humanity. How? For both men and women. We bring ideas into our minds. I'm mixing Spanish and English. We bring new ideas into our mind, and the mind becomes the womb of an idea. And so we bring actions, and that comes the birth of an idea into manifestation of this reality. So consistently, we use the skills that we learned in the womb to manifest, create, design businesses, new relationships, make decisions, make plans for our future, for the future of our children, even to build something in construction, in architecture. So now, a lot of the skills that we learned in the womb, we use them every day, and all of the skills that we wouldn't have liked to learn in the womb, we also carry with them. What does that mean? Not only based on our DNA, but the ambience that of the womb that we were born into tends to become the environment that we surround ourselves with.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships wise, we tend to attract something similar to our mother, both men and women. Habits wise, we tend to attract similar habits of our father. So there's a lot of things with alcoholism and drug addiction, etc., that if the father had it, is stronger than if the mother had it. The mother, what we tend to inherit through the womb a lot is the way that the mom chose to survive or thrive, chose to self-regulate her central nervous system or not. That's where we learn self-regulation from.
Yes.
That's where we learn our maturity or not. So if you find yourself being very reactive, you get angry easy, you get pissed off easy, you react like a tantrum when you're a 40-year-old or 45-year-old, and you stomp your feet in the ground like a 4-year-old. That comes actually most of the times, not all of the times, from how your mother dealt with her central nervous system when she was pregnant with you or throughout her life. Her central nervous system is inherited through mirror neurons to our own system. So what transcendental rebirthing does is we literally take a journey into the womb again. Through your cellular memory, we have all these memories of when we were born, when we were like literally conceived into the womb. We have even the memories of our preconception stages before we were even conceived. Believe it or not, there's so much research of that. So what we do in Transcendental Rebirthing is create a safe space where we explore cellular memory, a physical stored memory, and emotional memory, mental memory, and reactivity memory. That's where people get super challenged because they believe they are their reactions, they believe they are their darkness, they believe they are their bad habits, or they hold a grudge to the past, they hold a judgment to the father, to the mother, without understanding the ability this womb memory has not only to heal the misperception or the perception you had, but also to propel you into growing up with more maturity as an adult and help your business, relationships, and your future to thrive. So it's a physical process, mental process, emotional process, and it's a lot of people call it's like literally like a shamanic journey. A lot of people have compared transcendental rebirthing with doing ayahuasca and things like that, but we don't take anything. You know why I think it's a very deep, challenging experience for many people, deeper than doing plant medicine, because since you don't take anything, you have to deal with your own truth.
Yes.
You have to deal with your own hangover from your own beliefs. You don't get out of the medicine plant there. You literally have to face the mirror of everything you have chose to record in your cellular memory, everything that you can mature through your central nervous system. There is nothing external. You can tell, plant medicine gave me that medicine, or the divine mother gave me this message. It's all about you.
Yeah.
It's a system, and it is a process that we literally go back into the womb and we make a choice. Do we want to carry the past as we have been doing so, or do we want to take the golden nugget from it? We want to integrate it in our central nervous system, get our present moment actualized, and liberate our future, which is now. But it requires such a deep dive. You went through it, Seve.
Yes.
And it's so strong because, for people, it's easy to drink and have an aha moment. It's great to do these shamanic experiences. I haven't done them. I respect them. But then are you are still depending on an external thing to get into a higher altered state of consciousness. When you enter into an altered state of consciousness with the own power in you to visit as an adult the womb, the preconception, the conception, the birth stages, and use those tools to design, create, and architect your futures, your realities, your relationships, and your businesses, there's no way back. There's no way back. There's nothing that you can take more powerful than the medicine of your own soul. So I think I just got in a rant, but this is literally with pregnancy. This is transcendental rebirthing, and you can benefit your children, your future generation, your own pregnancy. You can be a more mature mother, a more mature father, a more present woman, and more present man in your relationship. Someone committed always to unfold and evolve through self-regulation for soul liberation. And it's just a feeling like no other. It's a feeling like no other to be independent, interdependent, and not to depend on anything external, to access the ability to birth ourselves anew through the womb of experience and life. So and there's no myth in that, no all tail wives, just to do the work.
Yes. Crisp and clean. Wow. I've been writing down a whole bunch of golden nuggets that came through. Thank you, Ivonne.
Wow. Yes.
It's amazing. And yes, transcendental rebirthing is an amazing experience. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a deep, strong, dark experience, it can also be very soft and beautiful and revealing.
Super soft.
It can be. It all depends on the person, and I've been honored to witness different kinds of experiences. It's been a true blessing to have received these tools from you, and to have been able to go through the experience itself, because I did rebirth as a new person. I was able to heal a lot of things that I was carrying with me, and let go of whatever was not mine. So really, really, really recommend it to anyone who's ready to move on to the next phase in life.
Well, if you're in Cancun, you can reach out to Séverine Naessens. She's officially a certified facilitator of Transcendental Birthing. And if you're in the United States and you would like to journey with me,
Yes.
you can.
And you have a monthly rebirth session, right?
Well, yeah, but they're sold out. Those are guided. Those are really simple. If you want the light version with drinking tea with me and mapping the future, and it's super affordable. I really opened this just literally like a donation for the people that couldn't afford to work with me and wanted to have an experience to go through this process. They're called rebirths, but rebirth spelled like with the letters EARTH, Earth. Because without embodying everything that you are on this human form, still wanting to exit the planet and talk about other realms and other worlds, that's cool with me. But until you don't master your life here as a human being, what's the purpose to master another life, another planet, if you haven't even figured out how to be human at all? So I have those. February is fully booked, it's sold out. March, we have some spaces, yet it's a full 1 day experience. It's a full 1 day experience, and it starts in the morning at 11 a.m., ends up like at 8 p.m. And we do tea ceremony, guided rebirthing, and we plan with futuring that day. It's a very mellow, very soft, gentle nurturing. And we also have every year, once a year, August 8 to 12, the certification of Transcendental Rebirthing system, that a lot of people take the certification not to be rebirthers themselves, but to have those tools to take them into their business, to be very, to specialize in knowing what is theirs, what is not, and also to keep maturing forward. Keep maturing forward spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physical. So, you can always reach out to us through the podcast and through social media and anything like that if you're interested in exploring this more. I also offer one-on-ones. They are really intense, but you can always reach out. That's
Absolutely. Well, thanks
so
for providing.
The topic of pregnancy.
Well, I think we can go on for hours, but our time's pretty much up for this podcast. If you have any other topics regarding pregnancy, birth, rebirth, or anything else that you want us to speak about on this podcast, we'd be more than happy to listen to your suggestions and requests, and put them on the calendar and make it a fun and interesting podcast for everyone. Thank you so much for listening, and we will hear you next time. Bye-bye.
Subscribe to this weekly podcast on iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. Share your thoughts with us on Facebook.com/Sheepless Life Academy and learn firsthand how to live a sheepless life with Ivonne and receive an exclusive in-depth masterclass at sheeplesslife.com.